Hey guys, it's Anastasia. Right now I navigate my life in 6, maybe 7 languages, but I don't call myself a polyglot, more of a language lover. However, over the years I've watched hundreds of videos from some of the most famous YouTube polyglots, and I've noticed some patterns. Have you ever wondered how do they learn so many languages? What is their secret? Well, I've done the research for you, and today I'm breaking down some of the best advice or top 10 secrets from some of the most well-known polyglots on YouTube. So let's dive right in. Secret number 1: stop watching videos about language learning. I know this is ironic, right? Watching videos like this about language learning can motivate and inspire you, but it won't really teach you the language. If you truly want to learn the language, you have to put in the work. So next time you're watching a video like this, just ask yourself, are you actually learning the language now, or are you watching content about learning? If you are fascinated by languages and cultures, then this is exactly what you should be watching. However, if your goal is to learn the language, to become fluent, then it's better to dedicate this time to actually learning the language rather than watching videos about how to learn the language. Secret number 2: immerse yourself in your language. This is something we hear pretty often from polyglots like Steve Kaufmann and maybe every other polyglot out there, but it really works. You don't have to learn the grammar and vocabulary all day long. What you really need is lots of listening and reading. Just read books, listen to podcasts or radio, I don't know, watch TV shows or movies in your target language, and just let your brain do the work. Every polyglot who has reached a high level in a language has done this, and I actually don't know anyone who has succeeded in language learning just by cramming grammar or vocabulary. Secret number 3: speak from day one and prioritize your pronunciation. This is something we can hear a lot from Luca Lampariello and other polyglots too. But yes, speaking early on really helps you build fluency and confidence in the language you are learning. Even if you make mistakes, putting yourself out there will speed up your progress, and pronunciation is also really important because it will help you be understood better and understand others faster and better. This is also the trick behind those viral videos where people approach strangers and they can speak their language fluently, but in reality they just work on pronunciation early on, and they just learn the basic phrases like how are you, where do you work, or where are you from, and it seems like they can speak every language in the world, when in reality they just learned the basics, they worked on their pronunciation, and now they are able to speak different languages to the strangers out there. Secret number 4: set specific goals. If you're someone like me who is interested in millions of things and gets distracted really easily, this tips is really useful. You need to set specific goals for your language learning, and this is what we can hear often from Zoe languages. For example, I recently started learning Italian, and my goal is not just like I want to learn Italian. I set a specific goal for myself that by the end of this year I want to travel to the eastern region of Croatia or to Italy, and to be able to have a short, at least 5-minute conversation with a native speaker or someone who speaks Italian fluently. I really want to do this. Secret number 5: language learning is their job. For most of the polyglots on YouTube, language learning is something they do all the time. They build their personal brand and their content on this, and they are able to spend their days like learning languages and creating content about languages and all of that. So if you have a job which is not connected to language learning, like maybe you are working in finance or you're, I don't know, a doctor, then of course you are not going to progress as fast as they do, because you spend like a lot of time in your life doing the job which is not connected to language learning, and that is absolutely okay. So another tip that Zoe gives us is, if possible, try to connect languages to your work somehow. This way you will progress faster and you will use your language much more in your life. And from here we can go to secret number 6, which is don't study languages, leave them. Polyglots don't treat language learning as a separate task. they integrate it into their lives. They build habits around language learning. So you can change your font settings. You can start a journal in your target language. You can watch movies and videos in your target language and just integrate it in your life as much as possible. So you are using the language or the languages you are learning on a daily basis. This is also what LEC advocates for. Another polyglot I really like. And from here we can go to secret number 7. You can learn languages through your interests. How? Quite easy. If you're into gaming, you can play in your target language. If you're into fitness, you can follow workouts in your target language, and so on. Just think about your hobby and try to connect it to the language you're learning. This can help make this language learning process more fun for you. Secret number 8. Learning similar languages gets easier. Have you ever noticed that if a polyglot speaks Spanish, they will probably also speak Portuguese, French, or Italian? Or if the person speaks Polish, they will probably also speak Ukrainian and Russian. That's because similar languages make the process easier for you. Once you've learned one language, it gets easier for you to understand the structure and the vocabulary of the similar language. So this way you can gain more languages into your list, let's say. For example, I speak and learn Croatian now, and Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, and Montenegrin are mutually intelligible. So if I were to create a profile of a polyglot, I would put like 4 flags here, then the flags of the languages I also speak, and the flags of the languages I learn, and let's just add Belarusian, because I can understand it pretty well, so why not? Wow, I'm a hyper polyglot, are you impressed? But in reality, let's remove these flags. Let's just remove all of these flags actually, because it doesn't really matter. I don't know what to say, like why I'm not doing this. It doesn't matter. I hope you just get the idea. I could make it look really impressive for you when in reality I only speak like 3 languages fluently and 2 more at an intermediate level, and I learn a couple more. So just don't always trust the amount of flags you see or the amount of languages people claim to speak. It's not always true, and sometimes the languages are very similar, so they didn't really put that much effort into learning these languages. So if in case you're comparing yourself to some of the polyglots with huge amount of languages, just don't do this. Relax, because there is no like secret way to learn the language really fast, faster than everybody else. And now let's move to secret number 9. You need to personalize your learning. This is an advice I've heard from H. Lal, who I am also a fan of. But yeah, basically not everybody learns the same way. For example, you might think that going to a language class is a good idea, when in reality, what happens at the actual class, when you come there are 10 other people like you learning the language, and everybody has questions. They ask their questions which you probably already know answers to, and you just waste your time listening to these questions, to the answers, to someone making jokes, to someone talking about their personal situations. Instead of learning the language, you actually just kind of maybe having fun, maybe even distracted or frustrated by all of this. So instead, you could learn by yourself at home and dedicate all of this time to actually learning something new, something interesting for you. Or you can learn with a personal tutor who will personalize the learning process for you as well. And speaking of tutors, if you're looking for one, you can check out italki, which is a language learning platform where you can find tutor for almost any language and choose the one that fits your style. If you would like to try this out, you can use my link in the description below and get $10 bonus after your first purchase. But yeah, for some people, language class will be just perfect, because like with the workouts, it's hard to motivate yourself, especially when you're at home, you're relaxed, maybe you are not motivated to learn the language. But when you go to the language class, your motivation grows, and no matter what, this 1 hour or 2 hours, you have to learn the language. So you just need to choose what works for you best, and you cannot do that without trying both. So try language classes, try learning by yourself, and see what works best for you. And now we're moving to our last and most important secret, which is changing your mindset. You need to stop seeing the language learning as something you have to do and start seeing it as something you get to do. If you approach it with curiosity and excitement, it stops feeling like work and it starts feeling like something fun. And if it still feels like work and you don't enjoy it, maybe it's just something you don't need to do. Maybe you've seen some polyglot who can speak lots of languages and you're like, wow, I want to be like them. I want to impress my friends or people around me by speaking all of these languages. I'm going to be a polyglot too. And it's not really something you wanted. It's something your ego maybe wanted, something you want to like to have to impress others, like people want to have a cool car or the latest iPhone or I don't know, whatever, something to impress other people when in reality you don't really need this. So if you don't enjoy learning the language, if it feels hard, then maybe it's not your thing. Try something that you really enjoy. There are so many amazing hobbies out there that have benefits just like language learning and that you can use to impress others if you want to, like playing music, singing, drawing, whatever, like just something you will genuinely enjoy. So, which of these secrets do you already use and which ones did you find helpful? Let me know in the comments below, share your thoughts, and if you liked this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!